Yo guys, it's Shadow here and welcome back to another episode of Space Engineers. Right, so today I am gonna mostly work on, well, the exterior here and the staircase here. I think I can delete that without any repercussions. Yes, I can. There we go. And we're gonna do this. We're gonna do the hull, and then we'll see how far we'll get. We'll also have to weld all of these and connect them up. So yeah, we'll see. Anyways, there was finally, after I think last week, me complaining about that there is still no news on the next update and such. So it's almost like they heard me. It's almost like they did, because on Monday, for you it's 2 days ago, for me it's yesterday, a new teaser was dropped. Heavy Industry releasing later this month. So interesting. It's like I think 5-6 seconds GIF and. Or a GIF, however you want to call it. I call it GIF. That shows at least one new block I have spotted. I'm not quite sure. It's with these things, it's sometimes a bit difficult to see. I think I might actually see a second one now that I'm looking at it again. But there's one obvious thing, and it kind of looks like, if you look at like the first glance, it almost looks kind of like a merge block, but not quite. You know, if you go into, let's see, let's get a merge block here real quick. Yeah, it has, it kind of almost looks the same. It, however, might be a small grid merge block. Maybe, well, one that is not like that, but literally like a one tile block. You know what I mean? If I go to my little, where's my thingy here? You know, one that only takes up one little square. It kind of looks like that. However, I cannot be sure. However, what I am pretty sure what it's used for. Because you can see that first they show off the block in like different orientations, and then it seems to be on the underside of a craft, and attached to that block is a construction. There's like at the front there's like one of these airtight hangar. No, what are they called? Gate blocks? No, I forgot what they're called. I barely used them to build anyway. These, yeah, the blast door blocks. One of these, right? And I think it's the one, this one. Yeah, kind of like, almost like as a head. And then behind it, a warhead. And then another block that I cannot clearly see. A gyroscope, and then one of the sci-fi trusses at the back. AKA a rocket. So I wonder if they're gonna have some sort of convenient like mounting point for rockets, because that's always been a bit of an awkward thing to do, because you want obviously to have rockets connected to the ship so you can fire them from the ship, and you don't want to like go into a remote control and then do the firing like that or something like that. Or you could also, you know, use landing gears for that, but it's all a bit awkward. And maybe, depending on what these blocks are exactly and how they're gonna work, we might get a solution for that. So that's a bit exciting. Also, there's some weird looking, I almost want to call it a landing gear in the back, and some cogs that I've never seen before, so I wonder what that is. If it's gonna be some sort of retractable landing gear, or at least some sort of a retractable block that one can use for different, you know, areas. But yeah, interesting. So definitely looking forward to that. I was getting almost a little bit annoyed because, you know, I do love designing, like, in my creative worlds, I do design, like, a lot of ships and tanks and hovercrafts and things like that, right? And I was kind of yearning for new weapons because I was kind of restraining myself a lot because it was basically teased already that that more like warfare stuff is coming. So I was kind of thinking, maybe don't use too many mods and wait until vanilla catches up, so to speak. But I got a bit bored, and so I downloaded a new mod. Well, actually, I've seen it before, but I've never used it before. The Weapon Core mod, and a lot of turrets and other weapons associated with that mod. And Jesus Christ, now I wish everything would work the same as Weapon Core does. More or less, at least. There's a few things that I don't like about it, but most of the stuff in Weapon Core is pretty cool. You know, the switching of the of ammo types, controlling several turrets at once, like manually controlling them. There's so much cool stuff in there. And now I'm kind of almost annoyed that there's going to be a new update with new stuff, which will obviously break a lot of things again, and it's difficult. But yeah, that would be my prediction for the update, at least. Two things. Like a small... I don't want to call it a merge block, because I don't think that's the right word, but some sort of connector block that is used to couple, like, rockets and bombs to ships, so they can easily get detached. And, again, some sort of retractable, movable thing. If that's a landing gear, or if it's some sort of... yeah, maybe some sort of just like a piston variant, you know, that maybe diagonally retracts into some sort of casing, and then you can put something at the end of it. I don't know. It's kind of hard to tell, again, from that few seconds. And it's also quite in the background. The main focus is on the contraption with the rocket contraption, so to speak. So, yeah. Well, we'll have to wait and see, I suppose, but kinda hyped still. But, yeah. Very cool. Also, just in case, I think I told it in the yesterday's video already, but just as an update, on Monday I got my second COVID shot vaccine thingy, and today I'm already feeling fine again. So I think on Monday evening I was a bit like slight headache, and then a little bit of like muscle aching, but not really terrible. And now when I'm recording this, so on Tuesday, I'm already feeling pretty much normal again. So looks like my immune system dealt with that pretty easily, because I had a few friends of mine have told me what they had after their second COVID shot, and some of them really basically got knocked out for a few hours, you know, for the evening, essentially, with like fever symptoms and big headaches and massive pain. And apparently my immune system is pretty boss, so thank you, immune system, for preventing this kind of nonsense. But yeah, again, I think I said it yesterday, I was always under the impression that I have a pretty decent immune system. You know, back when I was a child, I wasn't always the most sanitary person, so I always was in contact with a lot of like dirt and a lot of, you know, nature and stuff. Quite contrary to what I do today, where I'm mostly in front of computers for work and hobbies, so bit of a turnaround there. But yeah, for the most part, my immune system is pretty good, I'd say. I should have brought some girders, shouldn't I? Yeah, of course I should. Is there... Yeah, girders are the only thing missing, right? Well, pretty much, at least. Okay, let's get some girders then. But yeah, so hopefully that means that soon enough me and my wife will be able to maybe go to a holiday every once in a while again, you know, with the vaccine and all. And of course there's the overall hope that enough people are vaccinated so that the whole COVID thing is going to, you know, diminish a bit. So that hopefully next year maybe there's a few events that can start happening again. Of course, the Wacken Open Air was cancelled again. That was, I mean, I pretty much knew it since beginning of the year that what would happen because it was kind of obvious to me. But still, I kind of wanted to wait for a confirmation, you know, before I did anything. And, yeah, you know. But we basically switched our tickets out for next year again, you know, because why not? Would be kind of cool. And I think also for the freaking organizers of the festival, it's pretty, I feel pretty important that next year's event is gonna be able to run. Because if it's not, I have a feeling they might get into monetary problems, perhaps. Maybe that's just me, but, you know, I have the feeling that could happen quite quickly if one does not watch out. Although, to be fair, I have the feeling that the community behind not behind the festival, but the community around that festival would be like, you know, how do you say? They would be willing, I guess, to help out if asked. I have the feeling. But, of course, if it's not necessary, then it's better not, right? But yeah. I really hope that our LAN party can go through in I think 2 months. That's supposed to happen. We couldn't in March because we had quite harsh restrictions in Switzerland on private events. And now I think indoor private events are okay up to 50 people again, so that's easily enough for us. We're about 30 most of the time, so yeah, hopefully that's gonna be able to happen. I mean, I kind of almost expect that during the winter period that cases will rise again a bit, but I feel it shouldn't be as crazy as it was last year, because last year it was like almost a complete full resurgence of the virus, and I have the feeling now it's going to be like diminishing returns, you know, kind of like, yeah, okay, it's getting smaller until it's gone, or at least that's the hope, right? But we'll see, I guess. We'll just have to wait and see. I mean, there's things are getting deregulated one by one, pretty much in a lot of countries I've seen. I think England is doing like a complete reopening again. I mean, in Switzerland they're a bit cautious, but you know, there has been already a lot of stuff that's back to regular again. Most importantly, gyms don't require you to have masks, which is good for me, because going through a gym routine with a mask on is really annoying, especially for me. I'm, you know, at the best of times, I sweat like an idiot, and you know, and with a mask it's even worse for me. But it's not like there was any like health risk when I went to the gym. I always go like 6 o'clock in the morning. I wake up and then go to the gym, right? And there's like one other person there. It's always the same dude. We pretty much know each other. I don't think we've ever talked, but we know each other, you know. It's kind of nice. It's always the same people. You can pretty much avoid each other. We both know each other's routine, so we don't block each other on the machines and stuff. So it's pretty nice. I don't think there was ever a problem where I would have had to wear a mask to not infect somebody or get infected, but yeah, you know. If there's regulations like that, often you just do want to comply, you know, just in case. Because also it could mean trouble for the business itself, not just for you. Especially the gym that I go to, it's kind of like one of these like do-it-yourself gym. Yeah, that's not the right word, but you know, it's not staffed like 90% of the time. So you just go in with a badge and then do your thing and go out again. So they don't really have a control over if you had your mask on or not. So I have the feeling if they came to, if there was like the authorities came to check if everything was going properly and they would have seen people without masks, it could have been a problem for the owner. And that's always something that I keep in mind, you know, when you do something, if it's bad for you and you only, then, you know, okay, it's maybe not smart, but go ahead if you really want to. As soon as it starts to really impact other people's life, think again, you know? Be a bit considerate of others, right? Oh, we already ran out of steel plates again. Jesus! Well, yeah, this is gonna take a whole bunch of steel plates. I mean, Jesus! A lot of Jesus today. But yeah, sometimes I really forget how quickly you run out of energy. It's kind of crazy. I'm still, while doing the recharge, I'm always staring at that GIF again, just to see if I spot something. No, I think I've spotted pretty much everything. But the gears thing in the background, that. I mean, if there's this thing that makes missile launching easier, that's gonna be cool. But I'm almost more interested in the retractable gear-driven thing in the back, because at this point, I have the feeling they got the clang problem under control quite nicely. I've been building a lot of things lately with like with rotors and hinges and stuff, and I've never encountered any problems again. So maybe, just maybe, they got a bit more like adventurous, with retractable and moving parts and stuff like that. But I don't know, maybe. It would be really interesting to see. But I guess we'll have to be a little bit more patient for at least probably a week. I mean, they say later this month, so I would guess that means maybe next week. That would be, what would that be, like the 20th, 21st? Either, yeah, well, it's either that or like around the end of the month, although they might have phrased it differently if it was end of the month. But we'll see. I would love it if it was next week. Seriously. Well, that's kind of weird, because the naming of the teaser is completely different from like the first one. The first one was like Warfare Part 1 or something like that, and now it's just Heavy Industry. I don't know, maybe it's just because it's a little teaser. I don't know. Maybe the complete title will be like Warfare Part 2 Heavy Industries. Oh boy, sorry, my recording just crapped its bed real quick. I had to restart it. I don't know where I left off in the recording. I was just thinking about having, the thing is called Heavy Industries, right? So what could that entail? What other heavy industry stuff could we get? I mean, this could go two ways with additional blocks. One, heavy industries could mean like more, I want to call them civil blocks, aka maybe different kinds of drills and welders and stuff. Maybe tiered welders, drills, and what's the third? Grinders, right? For ships, kind of like we have it already for the handheld tools, different tiers that are faster, slower, different grades. That could be something. Or heavy industries could obviously go more into direction of warfare, which is what is probably more likely. But what could that mean then? What is heavy industries? Heavy weaponry? More crazy guns? I don't know. Again, right now, only teaser that we have is the missile and the landing gear, so I don't know. But it's... I wish I already... I could... Sometimes, you know, I wish you could do, like, Skyrim or Elder Scrolls Fallout-wise. You could just wait, you know? Press the T key, like, 1 week. Skip. Get to the release. But, that would probably be terrible. But because as it is in the Elder Scrolls and Fallout and everything, if you skip stuff by either waiting or quick traveling, you'll miss out on cool small things. And that would be the same in real life, I would suppose. But yeah. There we go. Okay. Yeah, we'll just do the whole thing here. The whole hull, and then once the whole hull is complete, the insides are gonna get created. But I think it's better to create the hull first. And then there's also some computers I wanna smash into. Oh, and also I need to put a vent somewhere. I just realized I haven't done that yet. So that's also something we'll have to think about. So yeah. It's also kind of interesting, I just started playing Guild Wars 2 again. It's, I think, the only MMO that I still play since I stopped playing World of Warcraft. I played World of Warcraft for a bit. I played the Warhammer Online, I think Age of Reckoning it was called. I played that for a bit, but I just came to a point where I have to say that the amount or the frequency with which I play games like World of Warcraft, you know, like MMOs, is just too small to really make, you know, I couldn't make a case to myself to convince me to spend continuous money on a game that I then do not play. You know what I mean? It's just it was hard to make a case for that. It's really weird because I would, especially with World of Warcraft, I would start up the game, do 3 or 4 things, and then I was like, yeah, I'm done for this week. I cannot see this thing anymore. And I was still paying the monthly fee for it. And at one point I was like, why do I do this? And then that I really have the feeling that completely took me out of the MMO mood, so to speak. I was never able to convince myself ever again to spend money like that. And I don't even think it's the money itself, because if I look what kind of money I've spent on gaming, especially on quote-unquote free-to-play games, Guild Wars is one of those as well. I've spent a lot of money on Guild Wars for the fact that I only play it like maybe a month per year, you know, in total. But still, it just feels like money better spent. If you pay for a monthly subscription, every day you don't play feels like a day wasted. You know what I mean? And it's just a feeling that I couldn't shake anymore. It's kind of weird, but it's just how it felt to me. And so Guild Wars is the only MMO that I still play. I'm terrible at it. I don't think I've done any dungeons ever, because I just have this kind of fear of doing these dungeons, because long time ago I went once to a dungeon group and they were speedrunning this thing, which a lot of things today in Guild Wars is like speedrunning and just maximum efficiency and whatnot. And the thing is, I am terrible at that. You know, it's exactly the thing that I don't want to do anymore. I don't want to read hours and hours of guides just to get through a dungeon quickly. That's just not what I'm into anymore, right? So, yeah, I'm not doing dungeons in Guild Wars. I'm just, you know, running around the map, leveling characters. I think I have like 20 or 30 level 80 characters in that game. They're all terribly equipped, but they all look fancy and I have fun playing them. You know what I mean? And the thing is about Guild Wars, even if you're a complete idiot like me, you can still participate in a lot of cool events, like these open world events. Because all of the time, almost all of the time, there's some guy in the map, like, that can give himself like a commander tag that you can see on the map. And then you basically just follow that guy and do what he says. And then you will easily run through every event, because it's just a big community thing, and I do like that a lot. That's what I really find cool about Guild Wars. I don't know, maybe World of Warcraft and other games have that as well, but back in the day when I started playing Guild Wars, that was quite new. You know, that you just had maps that kind of, quote-unquote, had like a living cycle, where there's always an event happening that you can participate, and if you do it well, it leads to a next event, and then to a next event, until you get to a boss, and then you get the big reward for that. And that was always really cool. That's something that World of Warcraft was never really good at least back in the day, I had to say. Maybe today that's changed. I played around from Classic to start of Lich King, I think. You know, so... And so something that always was cool for me. Just seeing like hundreds and hundreds of people just swarming into an area and just beating down a boss. Most of the time, not even with any communication, you know. Just all people running in the same direction and like, yep, we're gonna kill this thing now, let's go. But yeah. So yeah, I'm playing that again right now. I'm trying to get a bit more into the end game content, but again, completely in my own time and my own speed. I'm now trying to craft my first legendary weapon, which is a freaking pain in the ass. I realized that I could just buy the components to it and craft it that way, but I want to do it the old-fashioned way, essentially, which means I have to spend some time in World We World, which I haven't done a lot as well, which is their like PvP battleground variant. But there again, just go into it and then see if there's a commander tag, and if yes, just stick to that guy, and it's gonna go well, and you're just gonna get rewards. It's, you know, it's so dumbed down to a point, but I think if you want to do it professionally and really good, you can. I'm sure. But again, I'm not that kind of player anymore. I realized it in a few other games as well. Kind of, for example, like League of Legends is one of these games where I realized it as well. I'm just not in the mood of reading champion guides and strategies anymore. I just want to have fun, and that's why I only play with friends anymore, because everything else is just, yeah. But it's the same with a lot of games, really. If you don't play with friends, it's becoming annoying. I mean, Call of Duty is, I think, one of the only games that I still play with randoms, because I'm decently good at it. And even if I'm not, I can still at least kill enough per round to make it interesting for myself. But yeah. Oh well, okay, so at least one side we have done. I don't think we're gonna draw this out too much anymore, but let me just at least place another row here and try to get it down. But we're getting there, the ship is getting there. But of course, something that I completely forgot last episode is to do a test of how good the maneuverability is. And I think, let me just weld all the pieces that I have right now, and then we can go do that real quick. Just putting everything down.
Energy critical.
Yes, yes, of course. Okay. Just getting rid of the last plates. There we go. Okay. Just real quick, go up. Jump drive. Yeah, up here. into the refinery. It's kind of cool to travel all through the ship now like this. This is pretty neat to see, you know. Then we have the flight control deck. And then here we go up this way. Main deck access. With the little gun. Cool. Okay, so now we are on the... Are we on the main deck? No, we're on the sub-main deck. The lower main deck. Yeah, right. To go to the captain's... No, not the captain's. The cockpit.
No energy.
Ah, fuck. Well, I should have... you know what? Where are the cryo facilities? Cryopods! Hey! There we go. That works. Emergency. Yeah, that's enough. There would have been like a medical facility around here as well, but I don't quite have the geography in mind yet. Oh yeah, I think the medical facilities, yeah, would have been here. There we go. We also haven't put in the vents here. I just realized. Also, why are all these things here so messed up? That's so weird. It's almost like it kind of reset the font size or something. Okay. Oof, that's still super slow, by the way. Okay, it's starting to get where I like it, but we definitely need more. So yeah, okay. Note for next time: more gyroscopes. Also, I like looking through these windows down at our big construction. I love it. Very cool. Okay, but yeah, that's gonna be an issue for next episode then. We're just gonna have to figure out how many more gyroscopes we're gonna put in. It's kind of good that we didn't close it off completely yet, so we can still fly in quite regularly. We might just... Yeah, I'm kind of guessing how I could place these in a smart manner. You know, I could just start another row, kind of like here. You know, always one diagonal apart. But then my mind almost forces me to put another one on this side as well, you know what I mean? Maybe we will. I think we'll just do one row, and then if the turning speed is good, then I might just relocate the ones from the middle to the outer, you know, the outer lane, so we have it quote unquote symmetrical. But yeah, so that's gonna be a thing for next time. But so far, that's pretty good. We got, at least from here, it looks completed almost. You know what I mean? I like it. It's starting to get to a point where I have to say, God damn, this is cool. I really hope there's not gonna be some cool, mega interesting block in the next update that is gonna make me think, oh god, why did I build it like that? You know what I mean? Well, we'll see. So guys, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time, and take care.